Hey guys, it's Dahlia and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I decided to film my top best movies to watch on Tubi. If you guys don't know what Tubi is, almost like Netflix, except it's free, and movies, TV shows, news, much more on Tubi. And put in your email if you like to receive notification what movies are leaving or TV shows. If you just want to continue as a guest, like just want to check it out, you can do that. You can download the app on your smart TV, on your smartphone, or you can get the Fire Stick, whatever. It's there and it's free. Tubi will have like movies from 1970s to 1980s, early 2000s, mid 2000s. There is a few new movies that recently came out and they added on Tubi. If you guys are new, hi, my name is Dahlia and welcome to my channel. If you guys are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe if you like. That's it guys, so let's just get started with the video. This movie that I recommend is called Better Watch Out. This is like a 2016 horror slash thriller movie. It's pretty good. It's about a babysitter named Ashley who babysits a 12-year-old kid named Luke. Going on in the house where the babysitter had to like defend the boy from other intruders in the house, which makes it a lot scarier. But it just gets really good with this movie because sometimes you have to be careful who you let in, especially the babysitter, because you don't know what kind of mind they carry or what are their intentions. Sometimes the person who's babysitting can be the bad person, and it just kind of gets really crazy. She's here to babysit Luke and be there, and then she invites some boy over, has a little bit romantic feelings for Ashley, which kind of gets pretty weird, and really recommend Better Watch Out because it's a really good movie. The second movie that I recommend is called Descent. There is part 1 and part 2 on Tubi. Oh my gosh, this movie is 2005 film movie, which is super amazing. Part 2 was filmed in 2009, but a group of friends who like Sarah, Juno, Sam, and Rebecca, Ellen discover a cave to like a little hiking, but they went to like explore inside, and obviously they get stuck. There is something going on in there. There's like creatures, like they look like humans but they're not humans. They have feet, legs, everything, just eating them alive. So freaking scary. I mean, it's not scary, but if you watch it at night, it's a little creepy. Those creatures are blind, so they can't see you, so you have to be careful. We recommend it. Is part 1 and part 2 are on Tubi right now. You're gonna love it. Third movie that I recommend is called Uninvited. 2009 film movie. A lot of people didn't really like that movie, but I did. I will like repeat this movie like so many times. I just find it so interesting to watch. It's basically like a thriller movie. It is not scary at all. Young girl named Anna, she spends like mostly her time in psychiatric facility because she's been having some like meltdown issues in her home ever since her mom passed away. She has some issues with her mom, you know, trying to grieve on that. Father picks up Anna from that facility just because she wants her home, and then his father wants her to meet fiance. So her mother was actually sick. She had health problems, and a nurse named Rachel. There's a nurse who takes care of her, give her medicine, food, anything she needs. Her mother was actually not living in the house. She was living in the back of the house. She will have a little bell and rings it. I think it's kind of pretty messed up because they have her all the way in the back. You can hear her. In love with the mother's nurse and gets engaged, and Anna doesn't seem really happy with that because, you know, her father kept her mother in the back of the house, and ghost of Anna's, which is her mother, appears to be screaming for revenge. She's like calling her, giving her signals to her daughter. What really happened to her mother? The back house was set on fire, so obviously she's trying to figure out these clues. It might be the nurse, her father's wife. So yeah, so it's a really good movie. I do recommend it. The movie that I recommend is called Scream 4, 2011 film. It's more like a horror mystery movie where they try to solve killing them and who's behind the mask, because obviously every time when there's someone in that mask, it's a different person and it's who is right in front of you, or it's one of your close friends, you know. So I think it's a really good movie. It's about Sydney, Gil, Roberts, White, Kirby. There's like so many characters in this, but obviously they're always trying to get Sydney for some reason. She was like always the target for some reason. It's more like a slasher movie. It's not scary, but it's more slasher mystery movie. Before it gets back to all the more basic concepts, and that one is easier to accept. The fans stabbing, killing everyone. It's just, it gets pretty crazy. And those phone calls where you answer, it's just so creepy, those phone calls. I would be so terrified. Slasher movies, if you're not into that, like stabbing. So it's a killer movie. It's a ghost face killer good movie. If you watch part 1, 2, 3, then you know the drill. But 4 is on Tubi, so if you guys want to check it out, go check it out. I recommend, it's called The Eye. 2008 horror. It's more like a thrill movie. I find this movie really good. It's about Jessica, who plays the character of Sydney. She blind for like most of her life, and she finally found the most giftable opportunity like to see again, learn how to process it. However, she's been seeing a lot of visions, like terrifying visions that kind of alerts her from the world that exists. She's been getting like messages from this young girl who has suffered, and from her own eyes what happened to this person. So she goes and with her friend to find out what really happened to her. With all these visions, she's actually able to see like where she's from, what happened to her, and why she's seeing these visions. It's pretty creepy, but I truly recommend it. It's super good. I recommend. It's called The Hunting. Okay, a 1999 film movie. I know it's so old, but I truly recommend it, guys. It's so good. Scary. Being in that house is, it's creepy. I will freak out in that house. Eleanor, her mom passed away. She took care of her, feed her, give her medicine, and any like all she needed. She's lived in this like condo that her mom passed away, so basically it's kind of hers because she took care of her and everything, so it's passed to her. Then her sister comes in and tries to take that away from her. Eleanor kicks him out, saying that, you know what, you're not going to take my home. Eleanor been having this weird seeing things, basically giving her message signals, having trouble sleeping, but she's been, in reality, she's been seeing weird things. Something was calling her. The necklace that she has was her mother. It's something of that necklace was part of that house, that creepy house that she's going to. A group of visitors who go to this mansion of Hill House. It's isolated location where Dr. David, he study like, people who are having trouble sleeping, have fear, or they're just scared, like they just can't sleep. So after staying in the house, there is an evil spirit in that house and is haunting them. It's giving those kids who passed away in there, it's given them signs to Eleanor, set them free, because their spirits are still in there, and that monster who killed those children are going to get out. So, but it is a 1999 film movie, but it's super good, guys. I recommend. It's called Ginger Snaps. There's part 1 and part 2 on Tubi. It's a 2000 film, and the part 2 is a 2004. So it's a story about 2 sisters named Ginger and Bridget. They moved to this town of Bailey Downs. The night of Ginger, she had her first period, so she savagely attacks wild creatures, which is like so weird. Who's hurt or wants or anything, Ginger heals it, but something is not quite right. Her sister tries to like save her own sister, For some reason, Ginger like transformed into like a werewolf. I'm not so sure what kind of creature, but she appears to look like a werewolf. Basically, murders and by Ginger, and eventually Ginger has to kill her sister. It's pretty intense, guys, and there is part 1 and part 2. I truly recommend. The next movie that I recommend is called We Need to Talk About Kevin. It's a 2011 film movie. Eva and Franklin, who had Kevin. She's more like a travel writer, publisher, who gives up her beloved freedom and lifestyle to have a child. Her pregnancy doesn't seem to be agreed with Eva. When she gave birth to Kevin, for some reason she didn't click with her son and did not like her mother. For some reason he has this anger with her, towards her, and it's just crazy. Demanding toddler into psychopathic teen, tries to force to deal with this aftermath. Eva doesn't find that normal child who is so mean, and he didn't even talk when he was little. He didn't even say a few words. The doctor said he's normal, he's fine, nothing's wrong with him. But there was something wrong with Kevin, some issues, and Eva was not scared, but like couldn't figure it out why he's doing that. It's a really, really good movie, guys, and I really recommend it. The next movie that I recommend is called Coherence, a 2013 film movie. This is more like a scientific thriller movie. Friends at a dinner party experience a really interesting, mysterious things at dinner, who are Em, Mike, Kevin, Lori, and Beth. And obviously there's more characters. Weird like powers like shuts off out of nowhere. They're like scared, and there was a glass broken, and there was a box inside. They have this little ping pong paddle and pictures and everything of themselves taken at the night, and with the numbers written on the back. They're blaming each other, who did this, who did that. It's just so crazy how all this is turning out. Door the car windows, and a lot is going on in the house. Really good movie. I recommend. It's called The Void. It's a 2006 film movie. Characters Kim, Allison, Daniel, Dr. Richard, and Vincent. There's other more characters in this hospital. You're trapped with figures of the police officers, patients, staffs inside the hospital that is being forced by an evil, and they're basically like trapped in there. Try to figure out what's going on. Effects galore, story, and there's a lot of action, design, editing, monsters slash creatures. It looked awesome. It looks so real, and it's like a very powerful and beautiful, its own dark but in terrifying way. Really good, and I truly recommend it, guys. The Host, 2006 film movie, like a Korean movie, but it's about this young characters, Andu, Namju, Heebong. I can't even pronounce those names, but I'm looking at him, I'm like, how do you say them? These characters, they go through a really interesting moment outside of the world, where this huge creature just pops out of nowhere and starts eating everyone alive, and try to escape. And Gangdu tries to save Namju and one of their relative families. A monster emerges to attack the people, and everyone's like terrified. Interesting. It's a really good film, Korean movie. The last movie that I recommend is called Hunting of Hartley Molly. This movie, a lot of people did not like it, but I totally liked it. 2008 film movie. Molly, Joseph, Robert, Lee, and Alexis. So basically Robert and Molly moves to a town where she gets to start fresh from a brutal attack by her own mother, who's really insane. And the teenage Molly is eager to start fresh, a new school. But there was a lot of attracting attention of the school most popular student. And I get her attention, trying to save her. On her 18th birthday, Molly learns the horrifying truth about her devilish legacy father was involved. It's a very interesting movie. And then Alexis tries to murder Molly by putting holy water on her, but instead she tries to drown her. See, something will grab her and make her evil. It's a really good movie. I do recommend it, guys. That's pretty much it for my top movies to watch on Tubi. They're really good movies, and there's a lot more movies. Comment down below what movie you recommend on Tubi. Really hope that you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.